In the following videos, I'm going to help you get started on your workbook. The first section we have is logical arguments. This will be pages 2 through 4 in your workbook. And this is some really good stuff right here. This is the summary of everything you need to know in terms of conditional, converse, inverse, contrapositive, biconditional, law of syllogism, and law of detachment. There's a few other things that you need to know how to do. That's the symbols. So remember, this symbol here means not. This symbol is and. This is or. This is therefore. I'll move up here. This is then. And finally, the other symbol you need to know is if and only if. So if you know all that stuff, you will be good on this section. So let's get into what we're actually doing. By the way, one quick comment, a lot of people confuse the and the or. The way I remember and is that looks like a capital A, and the other one just looks like has to be an or. So let's take a look at question 1. It says, given the conditional, if a polygon is a hexagon, then it has exactly 6 sides. The statement, if a polygon is not a hexagon, then it does not have 6 sides, is the blank of the conditional. So let's start off. We have our original statement, P and Q, and then we have not. So we have not P, and then we also have a not, so that means it's going to be not Q. So not P, then not Q was the inverse. So remember, whenever you keep the same order and put nots in there, that's the inverse. Let's take a look at question 2. So we have this statement, if A is a right triangle, then it has a 90-degree angle. So we have if P, then Q. And what we have here is Q, then P. All we're doing is flipping it around. So that means it's the converse. So we've talked about inverse, we've talked about converse. Now we have to talk about the contrapositive. So the contrapositive is where we both flip it and put not. So not Q, then not P. So we're going to say if a figure is not a rectangle. So do you see how we took the ending statement and we put it first, and we put a not in here, then it is not a square. So again, we took the beginning part, we flipped it, and we put a not in there. So for question 4, we're asked to write a symbolic statement. So we're told that children drink all of their milk is P, and Q is children grow up big and strong. So we have children grow up big and strong, that is Q, if and only if. Remember the symbol for if and only if we talked about it at the beginning is the line with the 2 arrows. Then we have they drink all of their milk, which is just P. So we have Q if and only if P. So for the next page, it says let P represent the statement. A quadrilateral has 4 congruent sides. Let Q represent the statement. A quadrilateral is a rhombus. Write the symbolic statement. So we're asked to put our P's and Q's now. If a quadrilateral does not have 4 congruent sides, so that's going to be not P. Then, let me change colors for you. Then, remember this is the symbol for then, the quadrilateral is not a rhombus, so that would be not Q. Another thing that we had to do is Venn diagrams, which I think most people are pretty good with. So we use that on the right here. It says all hens are roosters. Well, that's not true. Every hen is a rooster. No hens are roosters. So you have your hens on the left, your roosters on the right. Letter B says all chickens are hens. That's also not true because chickens can be roosters. Some roosters are hens, not true. No roosters are hens. The last one is true, all hens are chickens. So no matter where you are with hens, you have to fall somewhere in the range of chickens, which is the whole entire box. Remember, chickens is down there. Question 7 says, what can you conclude from the following statements? If it slows a lot, then the roads will be dangerous to drive on. If the roads are dangerous to drive on, then school will be canceled. This right here is the law of syllogism. We said if P then Q, if Q then R, then if P, so we say therefore if P then R. So what we have here, we have the two same things here. This is our Q right here. So this is Q. So what we can do is kind of cut the middleman. We talked about this with our DirecTV commercials. So our final statement is, if it snows a lot, then school will be canceled. So that's the law of syllogism. Number 8 says, which symbolic statement, so we've had a number of problems with symbolic statements, could represent the statement, if the sky is blue. So let's just fill this out. So if the sky is blue, and, remember our symbol for and is the one that kind of looks like an A, capital A, and the temperature is above freezing, T, so if B and T, then it is a nice day, D. So we should put parentheses around those to say that B and T is happening. So our answer is letter B. So to solve this next one, what is the converse of the following statement? All we're doing is flipping it. So remember the converse was if Q, then P. So we switch the order around. So that means we would have to say if he needs bait, then Joe goes fishing. So we flip the order around, and it's the letter A. We have just a few more problems here. Number 10 says, let P represent x squared is equal to 21, and let Q represent x is not a whole number. So which is the representation of the statement below if x is a whole number? So we have Q here, we have is. We do not have the not, so that means it's going to be not Q, because a double negative will be a true statement, and you get rid of the nots. Two nots is true. And then we have x is equal to 21, that was P, and we have x squared is not equal to 21, so that's going to be not P. So it's going to be not Q, then not P. One thing that really trips people up is the double negative, so watch out for that. Number 11 is another Venn diagram. So which is true about this? The one that will be true is some flowering plants are bushes. So here's our flowering plants, and here are our bushes. So those are the ones that are some that are both flowering plants and bushes, and we have other bushes over here that are not flowering plants. I really hope that all of you can read a Venn diagram by now. This is something we did pretty well on. The last one's number 12. In the Venn diagram below, V represents the set of all vehicles, M represents the set of all motorized vehicles, and A represents the set of all automobiles. Based on the diagram, which is a valid conclusion? The answer is A, all automobiles, which is A. So every automobile is a motorized vehicle. So that's true. So here's motorized vehicle. So that's why A is true. A is the correct answer. So please watch the other videos if you need any more help.